Gear. Evolution. The resonance chamber. 3 hours later, on the outskirts of Sector 14, the sky over the ruins began to pale. Early dawn washed the cracked concrete in a faint blue haze. Joseph moved silently, arms aching beneath Francis's weight. 5 kept pace beside him, scanning every alley, every rooftop, every shifting shadow. Neither had spoken since the alley, but the boy's thoughts would not stop. That masked figure, the memory of the lab, Melissa's fear, Francis still unconscious. He glanced at Joseph. "You think he'll wake up soon?" Joseph didn't look back, not without help. They stopped before a boarded-up metro tunnel, abandoned years ago, half swallowed by collapsed earth. A cracked sign above the entrance read, "Audio Maintenance Zone. Authorized access only." Joseph rapped his knuckles against the metal. 3 knocks, a pause, 2 taps. The wall answered with a hum and slid open. Inside, the air was warm, dark, and vibrating faintly like a subwoofer pressed to the chest. Every surface was lined with sound-dampening material: carpet scraps, mismatched foam, worn concrete, even pieces of woven cloth. At the chamber's center, a young man sat cross-legged on a floating disc, headphones over his ears. Dozens of tuning forks hovered in the air around him, suspended by invisible waves. Under the dim light, his blue hair shimmered faintly. Isaac. The sound gear. Joseph stepped forward and lowered Francis onto a padded slab. Isaac opened his eyes but didn't speak. He slipped the headphones from his head and let them float beside him. A low hum rippled through the room. The air seemed to tighten. He pushed past Gear 5. Isaac's voice was quiet. Joseph nodded, all the way into 6. Isaac frowned and traced the air above Francis's chest. Where his fingers moved, soft tones rang out, like tapping a tuning fork underwater. His gaze sharpened. Internal pulse deviation, 21%. Neural stability, fading fast. He stepped back. He won't survive another hour unless I stabilize his waveform. From the ceiling, 2 panels descended, revealing a lattice of resonance coils and subharmonic amplifiers. The room's tone deepened, syncing with a slow, rhythmic beat. 5 winced as the vibration passed through him. "What's that?" "His heartbeat," Isaac replied. "If I match the frequency, I can rebuild the neural rhythm and contain the gear feedback." Isaac took his place in the center of the chamber, arms moving in slow, deliberate arcs, like a conductor guiding an unseen orchestra. Invisible instruments responded. The pitch shifted, pressure rose and fell, tones bending and weaving. Francis twitched. Once, then again. "Hold him," Isaac barked. 5 lunged forward, gripping Francis by the shoulders. Joseph activated a restraint field, just enough to keep him still without harm. A deep pulse surged through the chamber like a heartbeat magnified 100-fold. The air trembled. Francis gasped, his chest arched, eyes flying open, pure white for a heartbeat, then closed again. The monitors climbed, 84%, 89, 96. The tone softened. Francis's breathing eased. Isaac exhaled and stepped back. He'll sleep now, properly. 5 let out the breath he'd been holding. Joseph gave a short nod. "Thank you." Isaac eased back onto his floating disc. "We're not done." Joseph's eyes narrowed. "What do you mean?" "There's been another signal." Isaac's gaze fixed on him. "It's not one of us. It's different, raw, wild, like it wants to be heard." The chamber seemed to grow colder. Isaac's voice dropped to a near whisper. "I think Kowalski's waking more than just his old favorites.